Good morning, friends! Welcome back to Kids Time. I'm so happy that you're here with me this morning, right here at the playground. It's so good to be together. I'm Rebekah, the Children, Youth, and Family Director here at St. Paul. And this week, our Bible story starts with some religious leaders who are trying to trick Jesus. Now, if you remember from a few weeks ago, we talked about these people in Jesus' time who were really all about the rules. They wanted everything, especially religious things, to be just perfect. And so they liked to try and trick Jesus, because Jesus didn't always like to follow the rules. So, should we read our story? Let's do it. If you have a Spark Bible, I would invite you to pause this video and go and grab it so that you can follow along with the story. And once you have your Bible, you can open it to page 306 to a story called Paying Taxes. One day, a group of religious leaders came to see if they could trick Jesus. "We know that you believe God is the ruler of all," they said, rubbing their hands together, sure that they would trick Jesus. "So tell us, is it right to pay taxes to the emperor or not?" Jesus answered their question with a question of his own. "Whose head do you see stamped on this coin?" Jesus asked as he pointed to a coin they had. "The emperor's," they said. "Then give to the emperor the things that are the emperor's," said Jesus. "But remember, everything God made is stamped with the image of God. So be sure to give to God the things that are God's." The leaders left amazed and a little disappointed. They hadn't tricked Jesus after all. So in that story, we heard Jesus say, "Give to the emperor what belongs to the emperor, and give to God what belongs to God." But, well, we don't really have an emperor here in the United States, do we? So I went to my wallet to see who's on our pieces of money. And, there's lots of different faces on every different kind of money, on dollars or fives or tens or coins. But on every single piece, it says the United States of America, somewhere. So it's true. Money is made by the government, and we just use it. It has the government's image on it. Just like in our story, the coin that Jesus was looking at had the emperor's image on it. But then Jesus said, "Give to God what is marked with the image of God." Now, that sounds kind of familiar. The image of God. Oh, do you remember from the creation story? That story tells us that God made humans in God's image. So every single one of us has the image of God. We carry it with us. We don't have any stamp like our money does. At least I haven't found a stamp on me that says made by God. So what does it mean that we're made in God's image? Well, God gives us so many gifts to use, maybe creativity or love or joy. God gives us the ability to choose what we do in the world, how we act and how we live. So all of these things show that we're made in God's image. and that we belong to God. So then, what does it mean that Jesus says, give to God what belongs to God? What does it mean to give myself to God? That's a pretty big question. And I think a lot of adults think about that for their whole lives. But we can give our lives to God by being like Jesus in the world. We can share those gifts that God gives us, that love and that creativity and that joy. We can share that with the world. And when we do that, we're sort of giving that back to God. When we worship, we're giving that love and joy back to God, so that God can keep on doing amazing things in this world. So, even though we're not stamped like a piece of money is stamped, we are made in God's image. We carry that image of God with us every day. And that is amazing. You and me are made in the image of God. And I am so grateful. Thank you for joining me at Kids Time today. I can't wait to be back up here up front at the playground with you next week. So, have a wonderful week and think about, what does it mean to give your life to God? How can you share your gifts with God and the whole world? Bye, friends.